What's going on, guys? Rob from Showdown here. 2020 obviously hasn't been the easiest year for us all, but you guys have made my experience with Showdown amazing. We're about to reach 5,000 subscribers, and I cannot thank you guys enough, man. The ride has been insane. This is kind of my escape to talk anime with you guys and debate, and I'm just mind blown. But with the end of the year, I would love to talk about my favorite anime, One Piece. Obviously, chapter 1000 is about to drop any minute. We're almost reaching 1000 episodes in the anime, and we're getting closer towards the end of the story. So I figured, you know what? I might as well talk about some One Piece theories, some predictions that I have with some of the characters and what's going on. So one of the biggest debates I have seen in the One Piece community is Imu and the Gorosei. Can they fight? And if so, how strong would they be? Now, there's been a lot of counters to this argument. No, there's no way Imu can fight. There's no way the Gorosei can fight. They answer to the celestial dragons. They answer to the nobles. They are simply figureheads, and that's all they are there for. Before I even go into this, I feel like I need to tackle the Marines first, because we know that the world government and the Marines walk hand in hand. I want to go back to a meeting that Akainu had with the Gorosei. We know when he was talking to the Gorosei, Akainu is a very aggressive character in One Piece. And there was a moment in time where he got too aggressive, and the Gorosei had to check him. Now, a lot of people may think that that had to do with the nobles and Akainu worrying about his position being jeopardized. But I question that. I believe that Akainu is not a person that's really truly worried about his position or his status. He's a man that just strictly cares about his way of justice, from what I've seen. And the reason why I can say this is because we literally saw Akainu assassinate Ace right in front of Garp the hero's eyes. He knows about Garp's relationship with Ace. He knows who Garp is to the Marines, and an argument can be made that Garp has way more clout within the Marines than Akainu. Yet he did it anyway. So why would he back off of the Gorosei? Yes, the Gorosei hold a lot of status. Obviously, they hold more status than Garp. But no, I feel like there was a combative presence that he did not want to see. And the answer is Kong. Many of you may not remember, but Kong is the commander-in-chief of the Marines who answers directly to the Gorosei. And yes, his position is even higher than that of a fleet admiral. So an argument can be made that Kong is stronger than Akainu, just based off the position that he holds and what he was doing in the era of Roger. But if we bring Kong into the equation now, this makes me believe that there's somebody in the Gorosei that Kong might be afraid to deal with. We see there's one of the Gorosei members that wields a long sword. Many people think this is just for show. I don't. I think that the Gorosei can fight. And if I go with that premise, then that also means I believe Imu can fight as well. I believe everything adds up. Now, it gets a little scary, because if we start to continue with this information and these assumptions, what happens is a name in One Piece that I'm about to mention gets boosted tremendously. Monkey D. Dragon. We know he's the world's most wanted man, and we know that his direct enemy is the world government. An argument can be made that the Gorosei is Dragon's pure rival. That would make Imu his pure rival as well. Does Dragon even know who Imu is? Does Shanks? We saw Shanks was talking with the Gorosei. What is he doing there? Is he trying to investigate? Does he have a lead on finding out about Imu's identity? Doflamingo. We know he's of royal blood. He knows a little too much for me to be comfortable while I'm watching One Piece. Those are the three names that may have some sort of a lead, or may even know Imu's identity outside of the Gorosei. If this holds true, then there is no way Imu cannot fight. Because look at the members that we are speaking of. We are speaking of red-haired Shanks, who is a Yonko level fighter, and we also have Monkey D. Dragon, who is the leader of the Revolutionary Army, which an argument can be made he's also a Yonko level fighter. We have never even seen the bounty of Dragon, nor have we even seen Dragon drink water yet, but we know that his power must be immense. Now, a lot of you might be having questions. You might be saying, Rob, well, if that's the case, then what about Cypherpole? What about CP0? All up to CP9? What would be their point of existence if the Gorosei can just go to certain islands, go to certain places, and carry out the missions by themselves? Well, we know that's not really possible within the world of One Piece, because we know how vast it is and how many different pirates there are and what's going on. But there's also a measurement of power, and that's what I want to get into. Because yes, I believe they can fight, but we don't know how strong they are. If we assume that they are admiral level, would that make sense? For Imu, hell no. That would not make any sense whatsoever. Imu has to be a much higher level than that. For the Gorosei, if each of them are admiral level, there's a chance. As a collective, no. I believe they're stronger. They have to be a force that's at least, at minimum, on par with Kong, who's the commander-in-chief. And if we're gonna give Kong an advantage over Akainu, do the math. The Gorosei can box. Now, I don't know if I can say that each member of the Gorosei is going to be around the strength of an admiral, because I don't know if that's an end of the world type of threat. Now you may be asking, what? What do you mean? Having 5 Kizaru level people, having 5 Aokiji level people, having 5 Fujitora level people is insane. Who can stop that? Well, this all ties into whether you believe the Yonko are stronger than the admirals, or the admirals are equal to the Yonko. I'm in the camp that believes that the Yonko are slightly stronger than the admirals. The Gorosei may be in a ballpark similar to that of a Yonko, or maybe a first commander, each of them. Now, collectively as a unit, that's a powerhouse. You may be saying, Rob, that makes no sense. If all of them are Yonko tier, how the hell does anyone else have a chance? And what I would say is, there's a lot of characters in One Piece. There's a lot of situations that can happen in One Piece. See, we forget about the olden days. We forget about Roger's old crew. This is what I want to get into. Rarely is old. He's out of his prime, but he can still get down. You have a name of Douglas Bullet. Douglas Bullet, we've seen what he's been doing in the movie. If that ability is canon, that's a problem. Another name I want to pop out, Shiki. Do we know of his whereabouts? We know he's canon. We haven't seen him make a move yet. This is, in my opinion, Oda teasing us and letting us know that whoever we think is the strongest right now, there's a chance there could be somebody stronger. And this is why I believe the world government has to have people that are on that tier. They have to have people that can really get down, because as of right now, these are names that are not even Yonko that I am mentioning. Dragon is not a Yonko. Can he see one? I believe he can. Many believe he can. Mihawk is not a Yonko. Can he see a Yonko? I believe he can. Many of you believe he can as well. This is what I'm getting into. We just saw what Blackbeard did to Gecko Moria, right? Basically bullied him, killed one of his men, and now Shiryu holds the same invisible fruit that Absalom once held. What do we know about Gecko Moria's devil fruit? We know it uses the shadows and it can be used to revive past fighters, past pirates, past anybody or anything. Roger has been laid to rest. Whitebeard has been laid to rest. Ace has been laid to rest. You see where I'm headed? Right now, the fact that Imu is even a character in One Piece means that anything is possible. I would not be surprised if Gecko Moria didn't try to buff up his army before he goes back after Blackbeard. And this is why I believe that the world government must have some top tier fighters, because the world of One Piece is vast, people. Just because you don't have the title of an Emperor of the Sea does not mean your strength cannot rival that of an Emperor of the Sea. And if there are many opponents out there like this in the One Piece world, the world government must have people on their side as well that can defend Imu in the event that something goes bad. We know what Imu was doing. He was slashing up the Blackbeard photo. The Shirahoshi photo got slashed up. Luffy as well. This may all tie into the Will of D. This may all tie into Joy Boy and the ancient weapons. All I am trying to say is that wherever we think the current top tier power levels in One Piece are, there is a higher tier. We were all mind blown when we saw what Whitebeard was doing at Marineford. But we have to also remember, Whitebeard was so far out of his prime. Who knows what kind of strength Whitebeard had when he was in his prime? Who knows what would have happened if he were 20 years younger? The world of One Piece is vast, man. I'm gonna say the Gorosei individually are admirals, maybe even fleet admiral tier, give or take. Some may be weaker than another. Collectively, they have a power level that I believe is similar to that of the Yonko. Imu, on the other hand, is a whole different case. Imu might need multiple people to take Imu down. Because if I go with the premise that Imu can be destroyed by just one person, then that would mean I believe that Dragon is the strongest character of all time in One Piece. And I don't. But I do think he's top tier. I believe that whatever Imu has lined up, whatever secrets, whatever abilities, whatever ancient weapons, whatever Imu knows, even if it's the One Piece, who knows? They're going to need a lot of people to take Imu down, and the Gorosei as well. So yeah, to wrap this all up, the Gorosei, Imu, I believe they can fight. I believe they're top tier. Admiral to Fleet Admiral levels for each of the Gorosei members. And Imu, I'm just gonna leave. Man, who knows? Who knows? Imu, he has to be stronger than that. But you guys let me know down in the comment section below. Am I talking crazy? Or am I on the right path? Because as of right now, the fact that we thought the Gorosei was the top of the top, and then Imu was introduced shortly after. Listen, it's Oda, man. Possibilities are endless. And with that, I'll see you next time. Peace.